Jay Leno is one of those people we feel you probably don't need an introduction to, and while most of the news cycle about Jay Leno has become about how his life kind of starting to look like a Final Destination movie with all the accidents he's getting in, we're here to talk about his car collection. What an original and insightful topic when it comes to Jay Leno, am I right? Now, little known secret about Jay Leno, he likes to collect cars. And if that blows your mind, you won't believe what I'm about to tell you, or you could probably just read in the title. Jay Leno's car collection is rumored to be worth about $100 million. Hello everyone, my name is Braden. Thank you so much for tuning into a MotorBiscuit video, and yes, $100 million. It's not just the vastness of Jay Leno's collection that makes it worth so much money. He's been collecting for decades, and he's picked up a few vehicles along the way that have ascended in value to heights that you really can't believe. One could even say they've aged like fine wine. And I'm sure no one's ever said that before. So yes, according to VinWiki's estimations, the collection's worth about $80 to $90 million, but Jay Leno's name being attached to the cars brings it up to about $100 million, which is absolutely absurd. Interestingly enough, Jay Leno says that he never even spent any of the money when he was hosting his famous late night show, but if you want more info on that, click the link in the description. You can check out the article that goes along with this video. What we're going to talk about though is a few of Jay Leno's cars that have ascended in value to heights unbelievable that turned out to be ridiculously good investments, and the first one is the very obvious McLaren F1. Here's a fun fact about Jay Leno's McLaren F1. He didn't buy it brand new. It was actually bought brand new by racing legend Ben Pond Jr. in 1994, and then subsequently sold to Jay Leno about a year later. Though we don't know what Jay paid for the car, it's safe to assume it was probably around the car's original MSRP, which ranged from about $800,000 to $1 million. If the CPI inflation calculator is to be believed, that means that car costs about $1.97 million in today's money, which is a lot of money, but not nearly as much as it's worth now. The McLaren F1 is such a legendary staple of automotive history and speed and performance and supercars and hypercars that the value has only gone up and up and up since they originally came out. Keep in mind, this car was discontinued in 1998, but at a top speed over 240 miles an hour, and it remained the fastest production car in the world until the Bugatti Veyron came out over a decade after the McLaren F1 debuted. This car is no joke, and multi-millionaire car collectors don't treat it like one. That's why Jay Leno's McLaren F1 is now worth about $12 million. Adjusted for inflation, that is $10 million in equity, and wow, what a good investment. But if the $12 million McLaren F1 just isn't impressive enough for you, maybe the 1934 Duesenberg Walker Coupe that Jay Leno has will be, because it's currently estimated to be worth about $20 million. That's correct. One car in Jay Leno's collection is worth about 1/5 of the entire value of Jay Leno's entire car collection. Have you seen the cars that he has? Lamborghini Countach, Lamborghini Mira, any Lamborghini that's rare and expensive and never even heard of that's worth a ton of money, he has it. And all of those combined are still not quite worth this one 1934 Duesenberg. That is an unfathomable number for a single car. Revisiting the sentiment that Jay Leno says he never spent any of the money that he got from hosting The Tonight Show and only maintained his income from doing stand-up comedy and car collecting is pretty well reflected in this next little story. Somebody tipped Jay Leno off about a barn find Maserati 3500 GTI that was listed for about $20,000, and Jay went and picked it up. Of course, Jay Leno has crazy resources and employees at Jay Leno's garage and people who do masterful restoration work, beautiful paint jobs, and make cars look as if they just rolled off the showroom floor yesterday. So though we don't have any insight on how much it costs to restore this Maserati 3500 GTI, we do know that it's worth about $220,000 today. So $200,000 more than the initial investment of the car. We assume there's probably some profitable wiggle room on the restoration process there. And of course, keeping a car collection worth its value is attainable in a few ways, including not driving any of them. As unfortunate as that is, most car collectors like to see lower mileage. Jay Leno certainly drives his cars, but Leno's often been an advocate for having an electric car as a daily driver for your basic commute so we can keep internal combustion engines on the road for as long as possible. Of course, with thinking that more people driving electric cars will lessen restrictions on internal combustion engines and keep them feasible for longer, which is a worthy cause in our minds. There's a cylinder head for one of my project cars sitting right there, and I take so long with my project cars that it might not be allowed by the time I actually get around to finishing it. I'd like for that not to be the case. So what does he drive instead? He daily drives a 2011 Chevy Volt and has for 10 years. It's pretty insane, but it is the truth. And if you want more information on that, there's another link in the description for that story as well. Overall, we love Jay Leno's garage. We love Jay Leno's car collection. We just love Jay Leno, and we really hope that he stops hurting himself soon because it is getting a little bit crazy. Clotheslined on a motorcycle, face burns, rolling over in dragsters. You gotta relax, Jay. Please. That about sums up everything I've got to talk to you about today. My name is Braden. You just watched a MotorBiscuit video, and we really hope you'll subscribe so you can watch more of them. If you want to keep up to date with what we're doing, you can check us out on Instagram at MotorBiscuitOfficial and on Twitter at BiscuitMotor. And you can read all sorts of fun stories, news, and insights about the automotive world, car shopping, and everything else at MotorBiscuit.com. For now, I bid you adieu, and I'll see you in the next video.